hearing about that your baby was connecting with you before birth, that is interesting. So let's dive into that.
Okay, great. This is a fun storytelling hour. So in 2013, along my journey of as a truth seeker and learning and growing and evolving, one of the big gifts that I gave to myself was going to Thailand to experience 11-day darkroom retreat with Jas Muheen, who's from Australia, and maybe some of your audience has heard of her. So in the darkroom retreat, we go into stillness and meditate in darkness for many days. So in this particular retreat, it was 11 days with 9 days and 9 nights in complete darkness. And so in the stillness of this meditative state, meditating in complete darkness and fasting and going very deep, very still, I came to remember many things. I remembered different lifetimes. I remembered more fully the details of why I came here. I came to connect with a vast array of team of support system, like a multidimensional team that I have access to. So it's many things. That's probably the subject of a whole other conversation. But when I came back from that retreat to San Francisco, I realized that I had awakened a whole new dimension of my intuitive capacity and stabilize it. So when I came back to my Chinese medicine practice in the city, it was very useful. During the day, I would work with my clients and I would see, sense, feel, know things about what was going on with their health that was immediately useful and helpful. And so clinically, as a practitioner, as a clinician, it was very useful. However, at night, when I wanted to rest, living in the city, I could see, sense, feel, hear all of my neighbors' grumpiness. They were stressed out about things, or like just all of the energetic noise, not just the audible amount of noise in the city, which is already quite a bit, but the energetic noise of people's thoughts and emotions in my apartment building. And it was so loud that I couldn't tolerate it. So I told my partner, Dave, I said, look, you and I have had a wonderful, relationship, but if you want to keep living in the city, I cannot stay here. I'm going to move to the countryside. So bye. And it was almost like that. And so he said, okay, well, I guess I'll move to the countryside with you. So we moved over an hour outside San Francisco into a really beautiful little country town called Sebastopol, California, where it's like wine country and there's a beautiful fertile soil. And we got this small little cottage with an acre of land with a garden and fruit trees and so on. And this place was energetically so still, so quiet, that every night I would go to sleep and I have these very vivid dreams. And as a longtime city dweller, for the first time in my life, I experienced what it's like to just every single day wake up with the sunrise, and every single night as the sun starts to set to feel sleepy and not to look at my watch to say, oh, it's time to go to sleep, I should get my quote 8 hours of sleep to be healthy. I was just naturally intuitively synchronizing with nature's rhythms. And I hope this is not too much information for the audience. I also found that my moon cycle got clockwork synced up for the first time in my life to the full moon and new moon every single month. So all of these things I experienced directly, not from reading a book about biohackery, but actually experiencing in my own life, in my own body, what it's like to walk barefoot on bare earth, be synchronized to the sun and moon cycles, and be intuitively guided in my self-care and my meditation and all of this. And so in my dreams and in my meditations, everything went much deeper, and I integrated and stabilized with the support of this nature-filled environment. And it was in this state that this baby started to visit. And he started to visit day after day, night after night, week after week, month after month. Often many nights in a row, like every single night that I would go to sleep. So I got to almost expect that when I went to sleep, I would tuck myself in and I'd go into this dream state and meet this baby. And so in the beginning, because my partner and I, we weren't planning to have children, because frankly, in hindsight, the main reason we weren't planning to have children is that we had seen examples of family life and parenthood that simply just don't resonate for us. You know, we saw a lot of very harsh, like sit down, shut up, discipline, almost like talking to children like dog training, like almost like people would treat their dogs even better than their children sometimes, to be honest. And it's heartbreaking to see that. And we thought, well, I can't bring myself to treat another human being like this. I guess I'm not cut out to be a parent. On the other hand, we would see people who are, more natural health oriented, and then they would say, we don't want to, be over controlling of our children. So then it would flip to the other side of being like too wild and free, almost, it seems like. And so that also didn't resonate, to be like, okay, we don't want to over discipline, but we also, maybe there's some structure that would be healthy for the children. And so we just didn't see any models that we deeply resonated with. So for the longest time, I was just sure that I was not going to experience parenthood because I felt like I wasn't cut out for it. Well, once we moved to the countryside and this baby started visiting me in my dreams and meditation, he started explaining that, yes, I'm ready to come in and I want to choose you guys to be my mother and father, specifically because you don't resonate with the old paradigm of parenthood. That is exactly the qualification that I was looking for in a mother and father. I was like, wow, what do you mean by that? So every night we would travel and, he would take me on tours through the cosmos. And then there was this one night that he started showing me. He said, look, in fact, this night I was in a half wake, half dream state, and Dave was sleeping right here. And I said, hey, the baby just arrived again. And he was like, la, 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 I'm not ready for parenthood. I'm not sure. And I was like, no, baby is here. And I think he wants to talk to both of us. So I hovered in this half wake, half dream state. And we had essentially a three-way conversation. And it was like I was staying in this channeling state where I was having direct telepathic communication with the baby. And at the same time, I was articulating. And I think having had some experience with past life regression hypnotherapy in the past years allowed me to kind of calibrate to hovering in that state for a prolonged period of time where I can be between dimensions and be experiencing this multidimensional state and also in this physical reality, articulating what was actually going on. And so I shared with Dave, I said, baby is here and he wants to talk with both of us. And so what he showed was this scene, this web work. It was like an ocean of spirit babies, these orbs of light, an ocean of it, all connected with strings and strands of light. He said, you see each and every one of us here? We have all scoured the entire cosmos. And we have decided that this is the time that all of us would like to come to Earth. We've scoured the cosmos and chosen Earth, and we've chosen very precisely the exact families and parents and geographic location and timing that is so intricately and beautifully coordinated. The elegance and complexity of the whole thing is beyond what I can actually explain to you here. So you need to take my word for it. So he showed this web work and he said, each and every one of us, there is a a precise permutation of the timing of our conception and the birth and the geographic location, the families, and we're all going to be incarnating into networks of families and communities so that we come to Earth and blanket the Earth with this new consciousness, with this new energy. We're all going to show humanity a new way of being human. And we're going to show humanity a new way of doing family life and parenthood and how to raise the next generation of human beings. So this is not a philosophy that I can talk to you about. I need an actual body. I need an incarnation so that we can show through our example, not through talking, not through some dogma or philosophy, but through our embodied example. We're going to show the world a new way of being human. So please take my word for it. And the reason that we want to choose those of you that don't resonate with the old paradigm of parenthood is precisely that. We don't resonate with it either. You know, you're right, you're correct. However, what does a new way look like? We need to incarnate, to co-create it and show it to you through our example. So please take my word for it. As he's showing us this beautiful web work of strings and strands of light, this whole web work of light and all these beautiful orbs of light, I'm experiencing the purest flows of bliss and harmony and peace. And this crystalline pure energy is coming at me through waves and waves and waves. At the same time, I experience my womb space getting something like an energetic massage, like a brightening and a lightening of my womb's energy as all of this is transpiring. And so after that whole scene, he said, look, it is a free will universe. You know, you have the free will to choose not to conceive me. But just so you know what you're choosing to participate in this whole web work of energetics. If I don't incarnate through you, then he disappeared the whole scene. It went black. He said, then all of us will, there's so many dependencies, all of us will have to go back through and calculate the next best permutation. So it's not about us being a nuclear family unit. It's actually about participating in this wave of change of consciousness and an embodiment of a new way of what it means to be human. So it's like no pressure or anything. So he shared all of this, and my partner Dave was like, okay. You know, he's not much of a meditator. He'll do like a little bit of yoga. He's a tennis player, you know. So he's like, okay, I don't even know what to make of all of this experience. Well, shortly after that, he was in a yoga class and stretching out his body. At the end of yoga, he's laying there in Shavasana. And our boy, who had been coming to me for many months, visiting with me, he had already become a really good buddy of mine at this point. He visits Dave in his dreams. And so Dave had this whole dream of running around, kicking a soccer ball around and playing sports on a field with this boy. And so we compared notes about what the little boy looked like, and it was the same looking boy. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess he visited you too.
To watch the full video, click the link below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel.